Hey, apparently my other stream that I'm starting to try to do failed. So this is a new one. I'm just gonna go alert folk over there that this is happening here. Please bear with me, technical issues and whatnot. Oy vey. All right. So let's see here. All right. I hope this is working properly now. So what I'm going to do here today is talk about Ninjago City and how it's going to fit into my city and how many figures I can lose off there in the meantime. It's amazing. Like, people are dropping off there like flies. People, parts, bits, whatnot. There's a lot of little stuff flying around and floating in here. So just a little something there. But yeah, I ended up finishing the build here, which pretty much just a couple little bits hanging off the edges. Ahoy, Monica. Yes, new stream. I don't know what's going on with the thing. I guess I shouldn't have set it up a week in advance. Also, who knew? Mel's like streaming right now. So like missing out. But so yeah, here's the city. She's all finished up. I went ahead and did this little side build here on my own afterwards, and the only other stuff in there really to finish were these little balconies here. This little car that's flying off here on the edge, which is pretty cool little build. I mean, there's a lot of little notes here. Overall, I like the city a lot. I was worried though at first because I was like, one of the main reasons I wanted to get this was to cram as many random loose Ninjago figures that I got hanging out in this floor building. Actually, we'll take a look at that here in a second and see how many we can actually load into the city. It came with like 22 on its own, so it's just putting everybody where they're supposed to be. We're filled up. All the little rooms, the little vignettes have got at least 2 figures each, except for like one room, and that's the fans room here, just because there's not a lot of room in there. There's not a lot of room in the city, so like you get a figure in there, you can't really, envision them moving around and making a comfortable go of it for the most part. But yeah, it's a pretty nice city. One complaint I have, well, not a complaint, this is an observation with the leaves on the tree, is the builds are exactly the same for each level. So like these 2 builds are like mirror of each other. These 3 builds are like identical. So there could be a little bit more variation in the foliage. Plus, I mean, gardens implies more garden action. So it's like a singular garden, maybe not plural gardens. But let's see how many Ninjago figures we can get in there. That means we've got to go into the depths of the white skyscraper. And in the depths of the white skyscraper are the Ninjago figures. So that means we got to go past Tony Stark's penthouse. We got to go past the supervillain mixer. Until we get down to the Ninjago party floor. I did at one point have the arcade cabinets in there, and I changed that up. So because I got more figures. And the arcade cabinets are actually in the spread building that's back here, which what I want to talk mostly about today is trying to key this and that together. So, I mean, I'm not really touching this. It's going to be more about working on the red one, trying to get it, visually synced up a little bit stylistically, and whatnot. So we're going to see how many of these figures we can fit into Ninjago City proper. We've got made a little tea garden up here and a couple, well, a hidden spot in here that we can, maybe the arcade too, that we can like actually put people into, but mostly it's going to end up being walkways. So we'll take a look here and see. All right. And I've already got everybody who was in the city cataloged and they're in my minifigure database. So I don't have to worry about them going through customs and whatnot. All right, so we got a Garmadon, and no Garmadon came with the set, so we're going to see where we can fit Garmy here. Go on the outer edge by the pink frog. Got another Garmadon. This one's sporting a pair of blades. I like Garmadon. Garmadon, why don't you go right here? So we got Garmadon up there by the top. Husky. Garmadon with the cereal bowl is going right outside the ice cream parlor because that's very appropriate. Plus the colors are almost matched up too. I'm not sure how well this is going to focus or how well you can see anything that I'm going to do today. Yeah, we're going to, man, maybe that's too intense. Let me know if that light is too intense. Too much bright light. All right, so going on, only appropriate. We got a little ice samurai here next to that, and spoiler alert, it's Zane. We got Zane from the movie and the backpacker. We're packing them in pretty tight here because I want to see if I can free up this entire floor. Hey, Dumbledore's in the party. What? Okay. And I got Dumbledore and Bo Peep in here. I don't know why. But hey, it's a party, right? Most people want to keep their themes separate, and I don't really understand why so much. I mean, Lego is Lego, right? Everybody's going to get along. The world's a diverse place. Make your city a diverse place, thematically. Another little Nia here in her gi. The Lego Ninjago movie is what really got me into Ninjago. Bit bright on the yellow. Okay, let's see. Because I can do some adjusting with this light here. It's not the greatest, but hey, that's what they had available, and $15 is what I had on hand. I just want to. I'm looking at Garmadon's face to try and key everything else off of. I've got two Nias in gi. Do I have alternate face on it? I do not have an alternate face. Well, I'm just going to have to put this other one on the other side of the city. But one of my favorite characters. And that's just a nice outfit there. So she'll go on the back side of the museum. Yeah, this entire yellow section here is the Ninjago City Museum, which is pretty keen. There, there's little shout outs to things in there. That's where they got a lot of hidden scrolls and whatnot. Also, I went through and deciphered all the little signage and whatnot from the Ninjago speak, which I can kind of almost sight read now. But there's cool hints and stuff. I mean, the shop here for the ice cream is called Ice Planet, which it's a shout out to an old theme. There are shout outs to older themes throughout here. There's a Rock Raiders show of love there on the other side. I do have a lot of this version of the dudes here. That's because I got those arcade cabinets, and then I had to get another couple sets, of course. So I have a surplus of Cyber Ninjas with white trim. I mean, it's not a bad thing. Especially when you got the more neon colored accents there. But we're going to take a lot of the Empire figures and try and put them along the top here closer to the Empire section, which is this gray bit. I'm not sure how well you can see it there. Let's pan back a bit. Yeah, it's right behind this koi. So we got a Urban Cole figure sitting in there playing video games. Yeah, the arcade cabinets and the Cyber Dragon got those. The Gamers Marketplace is another fine set from that series. One of the reasons is because you get a pink Zane, pink Ninja Zane, which is dark pink too. So this is fantastic, and it's the old school kind of head wrap too, because if I can get on camera there, it's got the sword clip right in there with it. And let's see, we got one of the dudes, one of the baddies from that season. I like these cats. Was that Hausner? I think. There are only really like two of them. All right, and then yeah, I have the dragon. The dragon's over by. I have the green dragon from the movie, which is the only other Ninjago dragon I have at the moment. So got your Lloyd there. And yeah, very soon I'm going. Oh, and there's Jay. Very soon I'm going to start going through and watching all the Ninjago seasons, because I want to know what's going on with a lot of little hidden stuff in this, and I'm willing to invest so much. Plus, as many characters, as many figures as I have, as many minifigures as I have from that show, I really owe it to myself to understand more. That's a weird way of looking at it. But anyway, back to the Ninjago Gamers Market that came out. It was $30. It had 10 figures in it, and it was fantastic. You've got Scuba Nia right there, and one of the best. I believe her name is Harumi, and the jumpsuit that she has is straight up Bruce Lee a la Kill Bill, kind of, Game of Death. So yeah, I mean, you can do the Bride, you can do a Bruce Lee with this, kinda. But one of the things about Lego minifigures, you see the hips there. The hips are indented a little bit with the print, and that indicates a female figure or female form. That's one of the things they do. But I mean, I've seen dudes with shapely hips. It goes either way, And then I do have a Cole. This is my only Cole. I didn't get the Blue Jay Cyber Dragon for this season. I got the little $10 4+ car, which is an amazing little set. And I like Cole's outfit the most for this, because like the white and the black really play off well, and that's a little bit metallic tinted on the chest there. Yeah, no worries. So many. I think I ended up getting all of and then some of the Ninjago movie minifigures, because my local Lego source had them 164 on clearance. So I got as many as I could. I should have cleaned them out, but I just kind of cherry picked it, trying to get the ones I wanted, and missed a couple doubles that I should have gotten. But it's a fantastic series. It's a fantastic movie. These are fantastic figures. here's a Garmadon from there. It's kind of a flashback Garmadon. It's great. Every single one of them are great. I mean, you got the fish soldiers. You got she's a shark general, I think. All the just little henchmen that I've gotten here. And I can't believe I got so many random little Harry Potter ones. They're like random Harry Potter from the last series. This figure is one of my favorites. Shark General. It's like post him being like tossed miles away by Garmadon, and this is like the after effect. And they've got with one of the sets, they've got this guy in the before he gets tossed, and his little singed bits are there. Here's another. Yeah, this figure is actually in the city. I'm not sure if it has the same face, but she came with the set, so things could get pretty confusing in here. And I think the jeans are similar too, because these ones are a little bit ripped up. All right, and then we got God, I can't remember this cat's name. and I need to go back and watch because I need to be more understanding of what's going on here in the city. But I thought that this character was pretty sweet as far as Ninjago ones go. All right, so yeah, we're getting down to it. Cleaning out most of these, and I mean, we got Wolf Fox people here. Doesn't have the cloth bit because I got this figure pretty much off of bricks and pieces. We got Jay with some fire action happening. I said Jay. That's not Jay. Jay's the blue cat. Kai with the red. Right? Yeah. This cat here, who also came with the Ninja Market, it's pretty sweet. I believe that hairpiece. It was also with the Unagatani. The cat with the white hair from the Empire series who has Dragon. We got another Woo. And I believe this is the movie Woo. I could be wrong. It could be Dimensions Woo. Scott also from the Gamers Market. Actually, Scott is going to be hanging out with Jack because I just think that would be a nice pairing. Because I got my hidden side Jack here. Just handy. Just handy. The other blue skinned cat also happened to be up there. Speaking of blue skinned people, Nebula is right around the corner. Maybe she wants to go to the city. Who knows? Well, here is another Woo. Okay, this one I think is from the movie. And I have his box of cornflakes in Wayne Manor, actually, right now. They're enjoying that at the breakfast table. And then you have Lloyd. And his stuff, actually, it's amazing how many of the Lego Ninjago movie figures were hanging out in the in Wayne Manor for a period of time. And then we have like another Cole here. Tour. Another fish person. I think this is the angler dude. Like all those figures from there are pretty sweet. Is it a squid guy? Is that a squid or an octopus or who knows? All right, getting down to it. We've got Fire Kai from the arcade. This is like the alternate from the arcade for Lloyd. The alternate from the arcade for Jay is actually in the Opera House because he has a guitar and he's performing. So he is in the I can't even call it a pit orchestra because the orchestra is up and behind the stage. So he's in the orchestra for Loving Cleopatra, which is playing at the Opera House. All right, so we're down to pretty much just Potter minifigures, Bo Peep, some random bits from the Gamers Market, which would be fun to, you know what, I'm going to take these bits from the Gamers Market out. Hey, Matthew, how's it going? We're just trying to, I'm going through and I'm cleaning out this floor of Ninjago figures. It was a floor full of Ninjago figures that are all going to be adorned outside of the Ninjago City Gardens here. And I'm going to try and make it look not too horrible. But I'm thinking the Gamers Market bits that I have in here, I'm going to put in the arcade section of the Red Skyscraper, which is also going to be a Ninjago thing, because all the figures that I can't really comfortably get on here are going to be going into that building, which is also kind of heavily populated, but hopefully we'll be looking at that before too long here. For today's stream, we're probably going to go a couple hours, hopefully, barring any unforeseen circumstances. And Matthew, I hope you didn't have any issues with the other stream, because it took a while. I set it up like a week ago, and that was kind of a bad idea. Maybe I should not have so much lead-in time. But here's a couple bits from the Gamers Market we're going to take out here, just some little sub builds, and this was just like a weapon shop, because it's a Gamers Market. You know, you go into town, you got your weapons place, you got your outfitters, you got your magic shop, potions, you know, whatnot. But I visually, that's like my favorite thing outside of the movie from Ninjago. So I'm really excited about watching the entire show, getting to that point, and being like, "Oh, that is so cool." And here, is more of a hat rack sales, and this is where the pink Zane goes. So it just kind of rests on there. But yeah, I really love that set. It's like $30. I'm sure you can probably get it on sale now, or at least on clearance somewhere. So we're down to Potter and Bo Peep. All right, so we're gonna actually try and load this floor up with some other folks, put it back on the thing, and what do you think? Should we put trolls people in here? I think the trolls need a home. There's so many trolls now; they kind of need a place to go to. But in this interest of clearing up space, we're going to take a look here before I put it back of this kind of little party that supervillains are having in this entire floor here. Well, supervillains and then some. Oh, there's another Ninjago figure. Little sushi guy from the movie. But he's got a table somewhere that I had him chopping the sushi on. I don't know, he's sitting right there for now. But yeah, so we got I mean it's hosted by villains, but there's some more understanding of the superheroes here. So we have Aquaman in there, Plastic Man's in there, The Flash, Harley Quinn, Joker. I can't remember this guy's name for the life of me. If anybody can, please help me out. I see him. I want to say it's not Blue Beetle. It's not Staros. So I can't remember the name of this guy. Anyway, DC character, really sweet looking, but I'm not that much of a DC person. So some of the side characters I'm not too keen on. But we got some Dimensions folk in here. We got some random DC blind bag folk, Batman movie bag folk. The first Two-Face that I also got with my original Batmobile that started this entire city craze. Yeah, it all came from the set that this guy was in. Yeah, DC's. Somebody said it the other day. I can't remember what I was watching. Like the DC people kind of have the characters are more clean and perfected, where the Marvel characters have a little bit more of a rough edge. I think it was when we were watching Tricky Bricks. I think Fling quoted somebody saying that the other day. But hey, speaking of which, who we got in here? It's Wanda. Wanda's in the house. So that means Vision can't be too, you know what? Vision can't be too far away, but he might even be in the Tony Stark thing. No, Vision is over in the gray building right here. That's where Vision's at. Once you get over 1,000 figures, it's really tough to keep track of where everybody is. I mean, you're trying to make it easy on yourself, but you just don't. Buzz Lightyear's in here. I got Overwatch figures in here. That was close. Dr. Doom is in the house here. Hey, Tim, what's going on, yo? Long time no talk. Yeah, we're just going through, taking a look at Lego City, moving some folks around. I was going to put this up, but I just wanted to take a look at some of the figures that were in here before I did. And everybody's pretty securely sat down. You see, I even have the Powerpuff Girls in here. Maybe you can't see, but bring it closer to the camera. Yep, from the Dimensions. And if you can find any Dimension sets out there, please get them. They are just awesome. Let's see, Baron Mordo's in here. Loki is in here. Mandarin is in here. Killmonger is in here. Hela is in here. You know, we'll just do a quick drive-by on the outside so you can really get a good handle of what this action is like in here. And I treat my minifigs like citizens in the city. You know, everybody's accounted for. Everybody pretty much has a place to go. I try not to get too many duplicates of figures. I don't want people running into their doppelganger, you know, and then there's a whole meme thing started. So yeah, there we go. And that's pretty much this floor of the building. And you know what? But this building is not going to be long lasting. Unfortunately, it's going to be changed around. What I'm thinking I might do is the bottom floor will be 2 sections, and then it'll come together with these bits over top. But I'm also thinking just make 2 separate independent buildings, but that's a whole lot more surface area. So, but as long as I got Tony Stark's workshop down and penthouse, because this is not his city, so he's pretty much leasing space here. Let's see. Yeah. Talking about Lego stuff. That's what I do, dude. That's if I wasn't talking about movies, I'd be talking about Lego. That's just the way life goes. Uncle Mike, what's going on, yo? Hey, thanks. I think you're gonna really like what's going on here because I know you like superhero layers. Customation, yeah. Galactus is always in the background. He's always hanging out. But we're gonna I want to bring him up to the city in a minute or 2 here once I get this building all sorted. So we can do like a side by side and see how tall Galactus is in comparison to Ninjago City. It'd be fun, right? But yeah, everybody, this is Tim. Tim, this is everybody. I used to work with Tim, and we used to talk about movies all the time. But here is Iron Man's lair. This is the one place in the building that's like actually finished. Let's see how much of a tilt I can get on here because I think everything is like locked in. And I wanted to get the Hulkbuster one in here, but it ended up taking up too much space and made it look really clunky. So we'll just do a camera drive-by here. Tony Stark's penthouse / laboratory / Avengers hangout. Yes, Magneto is in there with Thor. We got the Igor suit there. But yeah, this one looks pretty good, I thought. I mean, short of having a Stark Tower, because I need to have a Baxter building before I have a Stark Tower. That's just me. That's my priorities. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Right. Yeah, dude. This once they came out with that second armor set, everything just kind of gelled in my head there. All right. So I'm gonna go put this. Well, I'm gonna put the roof on this right here. And the roof is just 2 plates thin. I want to make it another plate thicker. Once you get to 3 plates, you got a nice bit of rigidity that you can travel out over a longer space. And I am all about an uninterrupted interior space. Okay, so that's only connecting on the edge. All right, so we're going to load this floor up real quick with random figures I got hanging around. Just making sure there's nobody over there in the surf park. I've got some more Potter figures. So we've got one of the Paddle sisters there. She's going in. I've got some more folks over here in front of the Opera House I'm going to throw in. I got some trolls I'm going to throw in here. Yeah. All right. So we're getting this down a little bit. And yeah, Aquamike, we just had Aquaman was in the little supervillain mixer that I got going on one of these floors. So we got our trolls figures here, Poppy and Branch. And a lot of them in this, it's all window. So really it's more of a minifigure showcase. So I try and put them towards the edge and then have like more of the mingling going on in the center. Nothing too dense. And do I have 2 Zods? I might have 2 Zods. That would be one heck of a thing. All right. And as we all know, helicopters are a nuisance in Lego cities. I only have one existing helicopter, and it's this one because it came with the Chase McCain minifigure, because dude's cooler than dirt, right? So yeah, Lego City Undercover. If you haven't played it on PlayStation 3 or 4 or whatever platform you've got, if you got a Nintendo one, if you got an Xbox, one of the most fun Lego games they've ever made. Yeah, everybody's in the mixer, man. Everybody's there. Ant-Man is actually in the underground space vehicle hangar, so that's right directly behind me. Yeah, just trying to pay a little bit more attention to chat today. Let's see. We got you know what? Harry Potter is in the tux, and he's going to stay outside of the opera house because it's appropriate, right? It's an opera. He's got the tux. But who we can fit in here, we get a couple of the monkey king figures in here. So we got Princess Iron Fan, who came with Demon Bull King, which look at her. She is a fantastic looking figure. The hair, I mean, it's like she's got little croissants sticking out the side there. It's just awesome. And then this bit here is one of those little plastic bits, foily plastic ones. She's going to go in here because she's kind of a roost ruling individual, I do believe. But I took the popcorn out of her hand because her and Spider Queen here were going to see the show. It's had an amazing run, honestly, in this opera house. Loving Cleopatra has been the longest running production we've ever seen. They even do matinees. But yeah, here is Spider Queen. She is just awesome. And she's really a big focus of this next wave of Monkey Kid figure sets that are coming out. All right, Aqua Mike, save those turtles. Make the oceans a safer place for everybody. All right, so she's going to go in here. She's going to have a little confab with Bo Peep, because why not? Spider clowns, you know, I'm going to focus on mostly Harry Potter folk here that aren't too well dressed, because, I mean, the opera, right? I don't think all the seats are taken in there yet. But this little Hermione is especially awesome. But it's very, very, very fluffy. Yeah, Ninjago Freak for sure, yo. I mean, the new sets just dropped today. All right, and then he's got a ticket. I can't take him and put him in here, but you know what? Let's clean up some of the hidden side Parker and Jax we've got floating around here. I mean, these kids are always on their phone. Like, doesn't matter what they're doing. But if my phone looked as nice as Parker's does, I mean, with the coral, I mean, come on. JB's got a nice one too with the purple. And Jax, you know, he's just, I'm a dude, so I got a black phone. But Parker's coral one is just especially nice. Who else can we put in here? Pink Owl. Pink Owl is going to go in here because I have a random pink owl just sitting around. Matter of fact, it's going on top of Poppy's head. So that had to be done. We've got another Jack from Hidden Side. This one with the baseball cap turned back, and he's got the jersey jacket. He's going to be on the opposite side of from the other one though, because I don't want any action jumping off there. All right, so before I get too deep into this, let's start putting some of the Ninjago figures over here because they're going to have a place to go when they can't all fit there. Wait. You will go in here too. See, until I get like this thing set up with any kind of stairs or elevator or anything, it's just like a free-for-all. And they don't care. They don't really get hungry. They go through the motions. This is part of the penthouse. I got to put that back in there. All right, so let's see. Grab some popcorn, sit back, and we're going to throw some Ninjago figures in the city. We're going to take a look on the inside first. So I've still got Parker. Because as you can just see, Parker and Jack are everywhere. So Parker is still here in the center on her raft. And again, this is a modified, updated raft from the the water tape set. She's just hanging out with her chameleon, paddle, lazy river. Got the log edges going there. And then Woo is it. This is, you know, of course, a display stand, but for the moment, I'm calling it a modified little wakeboarder. Wakeboard. Yeah, it's almost time to hydrate. So yeah, we've got that interior space here. So we've got a couple figures sitting out already. We've got the construction bot right there at the back of the ice cream parlor. So let's see. We can do a coal here. We will do this lady here, and I've got a couple of her just because she's got that laptop and she looks fun. Samurai dude looks a little bit like Mitsurugi from Soul Calibur, if any of you folks are familiar with that. Fantastic video game. And we'll put Spiky Lloyd somewhere. Probably right there. Let's see. I'm going to say this is Tourist Garmadon. It's like flashback Garmadon. But we're going to call him Tourist Garmadon. And we're going to put him over here by the little shrine, snapping some pics. Squid Dude is going to have to be hanging out by the water, of course. And he still has a weapon. Why do you have a weapon? We're going to have to confiscate that. Thank you very much. Blades are okay. Firing things are not. And Woo, I am so sure that this Woo is the Dimensions Woo. So it's actually a halfway decent looking outfit. You're going to go over here, bro. Somewhere on this balcony. All right. And then go up there with maybe. I know the space on here gets really tight for figures, which is the tough part. All right, so they're cozy. They're cozy there. The figure density on this, like, do I take it so far that it looks good, or do I try and keep it tasteful? There's always a fine, you know, balance to walk there. This guy almost looks like he could be, you know, just any workaday guy if it weren't for the fact that he's carrying around like a fish harpoon. Not a harpoon for fish, a harpoon made of a fish. But he's going to hang out in the water section. Don't really know what he's up to. And then Nia, she's going to be up here by the noodle shop. Incidentally, I'm going to key y'all in on a little Easter egg. Now, this is a multi-theme Easter egg that Justin Ramsden and some of the other cats are doing. And this is mainly a British thing. So you may be familiar with chicken parmesan, right? Well, there's a variation of it in England called parmo, which is like a breaded chicken breast with like a white sauce on it and then cheese on top of that. And they call it parmo. Well, it's a thing in the Lego world. They've got it in there, and that's what that little patty is. That's what this word translates at the bottom to, parmo. And it is in the Ninjago, and it is also in the Monkey Kid. And so that's a little something that they sneak in. Just so be aware if you see that parmo, you know that it's those crazy Brits that are responsible for that. But that's why we love them, right? All right. And then we got Black Ninja outfit Lloyd. Well, it's Green Ninjas, but it's a little bit more stylish than his usual fare. All right, and then we're gonna put Jack with the blue skin. We're gonna put you over outside of the ice cream parlor, but we're gonna do that front. There, Ice Planet ice cream. And that means we're also going to get the Scott. Scott, you're going to go up here. And yes, we're getting figure dents. I should have been keeping track of how many figures I'm throwing on here because this is going to get mad. It's a mad build. Whoa. All right, and then we got of course the classic Jay with selfie stick. It's just a it's a fantastic figure. It's a great outfit for him. The hair is nice. The selfie stick, yeah. But one of the greatest parts of it is like the print on the phone is him taking the selfie. And of course, that was one of the first figures that we saw introduced. Yeah, there's stuff here, dude. I got information that people want, and I got information that nobody ever asked for. So they both spew out at equal rates. Um, but yeah, I love that grin. He just got a nice little grin on him. So we're going to put him actually down here on the bench in front of. It's crazy. They call this like Ninjago Garden Island with bonsai. That's what they call it. So this is a bonsai. We'll go with that. All right. So the angler guy, we're going to throw him back here on the back side of the shrine because nobody's going to want to take too many looks at him. This guy, of course, I already mentioned one of my favorites. Put him right here, right at the water's edge. Casual Lloyd, we're just going to have Casual Lloyd casually hanging out on the bench with Jay taking the selfie. Yeah. We'll see if we can, yeah, you can kind of see those cats there. And then Harumi, the total bride thing going there. She's sit there. But honestly, we're probably going to get a crazy 88 amount of Ninjago figures on this on this build when it's all said and done. So that'll be fun. Oh, and I got another Taurus Garmadon. There you go. I said that like I was almost frustrated about it. All right, you're gonna go here in front of the entrance to the shop because you're a tall cat. Scubania, you're gonna go in the water areas. Why not right in the water? Let's do that. Actually, she might even end up on the thing with Parker. This guy's called NME or something. It's some kind of weird Mr. E, something like that with this cat. But anyway, it's a pretty boss outfit. It looks very Mad Maxy, Mad Maxy meets Sons of Anarchy type of thing. Which that's a great combination. But for him, we're gonna put him someplace special, or him or her. I'm not sure who it is. We're gonna go into the spire, and we're gonna set them in the secret room. So in here in the center is a secret room, and inside that secret room are the alternate posters for the back. So we got like an adventurers one there. These ones I haven't translated, and I'm not really going to do that at this moment. But you kind of know the theme, and it just kind of calls out the theme. Well, this one is like a mecha shark. So it could be Garmadon. Could very well be Garmadon. But the poster that they have in the back there is my favorite, so I'm going to show that really, really quick. And then I'm going to replace it because it's awesome. And that's Space Police. More specifically, this is Space Police 3. And if you know me, you know I love Space Police. And if you were paying special attention when I took apart that white skyscraper, one of the Space Police 3 sets were on top of there. If you knew Space Police. Anyway, this cat going in the center here, because I think that is very appropriate of someone whose character stature that I'm assuming I'm going to find out more when I watch the show, and that it will deepen and enrich my enjoyment. We'll see. All right, so this going back up top. Actually, you know what? I can fit somebody else in the arcade with Cole. It's got to be somebody who's already got a. Let's see. Why not? we're gonna get Lloyd in full decked out gear. Try and get him up in here. It's not easy. Not with not with an extra sword. All right. Cut that up. I don't even know why I'm keeping him with this sword. Plus, that thing is not going to fit. All right. Abort. We're going to go with this kendo figure instead. Because, yeah, that's appropriate. Shisha. All right. Kendo figure in. And you know what? We can get Woo. We can get Woo. We're going for Woo. Woo is in. Now that is an intimate space. Okay. Now, we got our wolf, fox figure here, and person. They're going to go on the inner rim here. Actually, let's get this out of the way. There we go. And yeah, we're just going to set them here on the inside. We're getting there, yo. We are getting there. I put another couple figures there. This cat. Why don't you go in there? Boom. I'm actually going to move the Nia a little bit closer to Parker there. Give her the option, if she wants to catch a ride. This villain guy, the 404 error. Let's see if we can get him up in here. Probably not, because these cats with the with that little health bar up at the top, they kind of have to be in an unencumbered open space. So we'll take a look at you and you and you when we get around to the front side. So that's going to leave us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more figures to try and cram in here. Oh my goodness, this is exciting. All right, she is one of my all-time favorites. Like, I didn't get a duplicate of her just because she's such a character. She's such a standout. Just so awesome. Parade float, yes. My parade float, I have the sandwich. And if you don't know what we're talking about here, parade float, Tricky Bricks challenges every week. The new one is to make a parade float. And so there's this basic standard for it. It's a 8x16 plate, and then about a brick's thickness, you know. And then you got your skirt going all the way around it on these snot bricks on the side. Snot, studs not on top. And then my thought is I'm going to have like the Nautilus from 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, which is one of the things I've always wanted to build in Lego, but I've never quite been able to. But not too long ago, I came across these, and they are going to be the basis for a Nautilus build. So I'm going to do like Nautilus, you know, just peeking above the surface, because that's what these are. These are the little eyes for the ship. You know, it's kind of viewports from the main. What would you call it? Bridge deck? I'm not sure. But yeah, so I'm going to take a brown, good bit of brown, some arches and whatnot, build that up, try and make it look like waves of water, just kind of, you know, crashing around the thing a little bit. All right, Tim, take it easy, man. Thanks for stopping by. Good to see you. Good to see you. Tell your peeps I said hey. Because I miss the Butler family. Oh, the Butler family. But yeah, so this is what is going to be the basis for my attempt at a 20,000 Leagues float. Monica did show me one of her floats last night, and it looked so great. It belonged in the actual, like, the Pasadena or something like that. All right, take her easy, man. Galactus says bye too. So yeah, I'm gonna bring Galactus over here in a second. We're gonna take a look at this action. So yeah, we got 5 more figures that I don't have to worry about roof action so much. So I'm going to take this fancy Cole, set him back here by this air conditioning unit, which is on the back of the ice cream shop. Then this lady, I would love to set her back here, but the studs are kind of going at an angle because this is an angled plate. So to fit her back here, she's got to stand 45 degrees to that wall, and I don't think she can do it with her arms and her cape and her accessories. So oh yes, this is like a doorway that I wanted to put. I wanted to put my sig fig in this doorway because it seems like the the perfect place to like take a look at and take in the entire city. This and then the rest of the whole thing. So I that was going to be my stand for my sig fig, but she's taking it over, and you know what? More power to it. And sushi guy, we're gonna have you hang out just outside of here. You're hooking up sushi. They're doing noodles inside. Everybody's gonna eat somewhere somehow. Get these little gamers market accessories out of my way for a hot sec. All right, and then while I've got this turned around this way towards the front, let's see. That guy there. This cat. But yeah. I mean, that's not where I'd want them to be. Like if I were in town, because if they're up there by like the Zen Tea Garden, how can you appreciate the Zen Tea Garden? Not when there's enemies afoot. I mean, it's not the way things go. All right, so we got one more Lloyd with thing. You know what? All right, so we're gonna take. Wow, she really took that to heart. All right, Nia is moving again. You're gonna go next to those stooges. Nia Madeira. We're going to put you over here by this shrine. Actually, we're going to put you in the shrine. Under the shrine, rather. There. All right, and then after this, I'm going to count up all the how many figures I used here, just to see how many we could get on here. And to see, we're going to take a look and see if there's any possibility to get any more on them. Because if there's one thing I've been called in life, it's a moron. Joke. That's a joke. All right, there we go. There. Scoot this cat back over here. Opens that up a little bit more, and then left of Kai. Aha. I'm gonna have Kai climbing up the side here to get to this little hover bike, which is one of the sweetest little builds in this thing. I thought it was just strange, but quirky, but cute, But the more I look at it, the more I really, really like it. I'm gonna bring it closer here. So yeah, we have this little flying car build, flying scooter build. And then those are little diamonds that are sticking out of these little pearl gray bits that came with this little separate inner bag, like you usually get for weapons and such, which had a lot of extra little bar bits and double stud side bits, and it's a bag of innovation essentially. All right, so we got everybody on there, and this, I don't know. Let me know if you think it looks too overcrowded, but I think it looks more like a bustling city. I think this actually works. I think it adds to it. I mean, it obviously actually adds to it, but aesthetically, I think it kicks it up a little bit because the city is busy as it is, right? I mean, visually, there's a lot going on this. Let me see if I can back this up a little bit some more so you can see. Take in the whole thing. because there's a lot happening here, right? But I think those getting the figures in there and situated and added, I feel liberated because now I can do other things with that red building, which is going to be like a Ninjago repository when you get down to it. But this is going to be that. But what's going to happen is to get this stylistically meshed with that, because I mean it's still going to be an more of an Eastern themed building with styling and whatnot going on there. Yeah. When they're when they are so hidden in, especially on a small screen, it doesn't look too bad. Plus, they blend amazingly well. This part is always going to stand out because there's no walkway directly in front of that. So that's Aces. The foliage here is always going to be prominent, and so is the koi. This tower, which is just amazing. The entirety of this thing is fantastic. I wanted to see if there were any like negative things about it, and that was going to be one of the negative things that I was going to say would be that, I mean, you can't, you know, there's no room for anybody else, but there is so much more room for all these figures. I even see like maybe 5 more figures. I got spots for 5 more folks, maybe even more than that. So we'll see how much longer this can take on figures. Because I do want to get a couple of the newer Ninjago sets in time. Ninjago with me, I don't have to, this being the exception, I don't usually have to get these sets right off, you know, on street release day. Because where I usually get my Lego, my local Lego source is Ninjago Rich, and it all eventually hits clearance. So if I can bide my time, which patience is a virtue, and I've learned to hone that virtue over time. Not only will you get some great figures, you'll get some great bits to build with. And there is a lot of the dark turquoise coming up in these new Ninjago sets. They're more Pacific themed, and they look great. They look great. It's almost like Ninjago meets Islanders. You know, talk about old Lego themes. All right, so I need to, after the stream, start working on resituating that underwater area, putting this up there, and getting this off of my main build table, because this is my main build table. I've got one rotating main build table. Next weekend, I am picking up table bits from IKEA. Yes, going to IKEA. Thank you, T, for my upcoming birthday present. She's gonna help me get tables to go underneath here because I need something flat and even and stretching farther than the mere boundaries of these 20 by 40 folding tables that I have under here, which are okay, but base plates actually extend a little bit beyond that. They're a little bit longer than 10 inches each, but they also the tables are a little bit shorter than advertised, so there's a little bit of base plate hanging over the edges on this. So I'm going to get larger tables are going to go underneath it, so it's going to be for a second it's going to be like I got half a Ninjago City going on in here until I get it all set up and situated. We're not going to have any moving trains because there's not really the space to do that at the moment. There might be, who knows? But yeah, in the interest of keeping this in this room, because the city can't really go into the basement, change must occur. And when that change occurs, I'm going to be freeing up a lot of space in the center bits here so that I can reach in and move around the vehicles and any builds that are underground, subterranean and whatnot. And then I'm going to have another layer underneath, just like you might see in the new Ninjago City. Why am I pimping that dude's channel? I don't know. Here I go. But I'm going to take the space area, which is over here, and then that is going to go underground. The underground space hangar that is back here is also going to go into that. The underwater build is eventually going to go underneath that table. This display case is going to be going into the basement. It's going to be Wayne Manor and the lagoon is going to be pushed back to that wall. So it's going to be a continuous strip extending all the way around. And then this bookshelf over here where the underwater bit is now is going to just hold on to Lego manufactured buildings. So that's where Ninjago City is going to go. The diner set is also going to go there, as well as in the future, the bookshop. And then once all is said and done, there will be a spot in town when that's all finished up for, I think, one more modular. So we're going to get to that point somewhere in the future, hopefully not too far in the distant future. But now we're going to do something that's extremely exciting. We're going to do a side-by-side of Ninjago City Gardens and Galactus to see how they stack up height-wise. So we'll start them from the side over here by the spire, so I'll clear more space there. All right. Let's see here. Scarlet Witch, you go in there. Dummy, you'll go in there. White building back. Tony Stark's penthouse. Back at top. Come on. Oh, now it wants to be testy. All right. Come on, Big G. Galactus. Galactus is the size of a toddler. So here we have Galactus side by side. Of course, that piece is going to fall off. Side by side with the Ninjago City Gardens. He seems kind of pleased. Galactus actually hasn't moved in a long time, so I have a couple bits that usually keep him stable that are falling off right now. So, oh, he is in love with Ninjago City Gardens. There, wow, that friction really built up on that. Nice. All right. So there we go. Galactus is right to these dishes. So I'm going to take my hand off him, and he's just going to go wild at some point. I'm sure of it. Today would be the day that he would break on stream, right? All right. So yeah, he is right up to those dishes at the top of that. So the spire takes it taller than Galactus, which is how some skyscrapers get the top spot in the tallest buildings. And there's been a little bit of controversy about that. Yeah, so we got Galactus here. Man, he has not been used in a minute. He's getting a light patina of dust. But I don't really have anywhere to store him because he's massive. I do want to get him a car seat in case I have to take him anywhere, so I don't get pulled over. Eventually, we'll work on that. Because maybe he'd want to go to the Lego store one day and take a look at some bits to see if I can make him, a little rocket ship, a little space vehicle to get from point A to point B. But yeah, there we go. Loosen this guy up a little bit. Stretch, friend, stretch. There. Yeah. And we'll take a look at Galactus from the back here, so you can see there. And the dude is super heavy. I have not yet officially weighed him because I'm afraid to break scale. The scales that I have of this size. But like his head alone is a hefty bit. It's thick. Like look at you can see. let's see, 4, 8, 12. That's 12 modules tall because of the side building there. For that. Back you go, dog. All right. Wow. So, of course, Galactus, you'd be dropping pieces that I have to pick up and put back on you to keep you from meeting your untimely demise. So, while I do that, I'm just going to lean him lightly. Just hang out here for a minute, dude. Just going to hang out next to the gardens while I get the bits picked up here. Stay. Stay. Good cosmic being. That's a good cosmic being. Oh, look at you. You're so well behaved. I'm going to get you a planet. All right. So I've got these little inserts that I did underneath his arms. And this is my bad for when I made them. I should have gone back through before I locked it in too far. Because I have brackets here. And I should have used flush snot bricks. But because I didn't, I've got that little bit of a gap. So when I put pressure on it the wrong way, it pops off. It's great in a static build if you're not going to be touching it. But Galactus is a little bit more hands-on than your normal build. Especially because this is like the ideal place to grab him, is right here underneath his arms. Okay. So what fell off him were a couple skirt anchors. I'm actually missing one of them. 1x3 inverted slopes. Let's see if I can get that close enough there. So see on the back of his legs there? They hold that back skirt bit in place right here. That can be flexed so that he can actually take a seated position. But when he's standing, that skirt helps to keep his legs from wobbling, so they kind of lock in at that point. And it's not like they're connected. It's more of a brace, and that's why they pop off, because you put a weight on it, it's gonna put stress. So there's one more of those floating around here somewhere. And wouldn't you know, I can't see it right off. And Checkers, my little assistant, who is generally my Lego finder, is napping across the hall. Nora is napping underneath the Opera House at the moment. So, yeah. All right, somewhere in the course of the rest of this thing I'm going to do here today, where I'm going to find that bit, and then I'm going to set it aside, then we're going to get you fixed up, guy. But in the meantime, you're going to go back to the city. Yeah, it's been a long quarantine time. I'm talking to the Legos. All right, come on, Galactus. He admonished himself and continued to do it. All right, here we go. Back in. Dude just looked like comfortable when I put him there. He's like, oh, God, thank you. It's like, I'm used to this spot. I can stand in this spot. All right, so what I'm going to do now is hook us up for a side-by-side comparison of this and the red building that I want to try and make look maybe not similar to it, maybe not exactly like it, but like they exist in the same universe, or they came from the same mindset. So design sensibility. So in order to do that, I need to take bits of this red building apart. It's going to be kind of difficult. So I'm going to have to employ multiple tables. Need a there we go. Place helicopter up there. Grab some extra space here for no apparent reason. Okay. Surfer is hanging out on there. And we're just gonna set him down on Dr. Strange's house, which I did some work in earlier. So what I have to do here is I have to lift the entire second bit of this red building off at the same time because it is all wired for light. It's getting wired for light, rather. So I want to get a good view on that. So from here up, it has to separate. Now, this entire bottom part, it's like a mezzanine. It's like 2 floors in one. So what I got to do here, remove some of these bits that are probably just going to fall right off. There. Get a good handle on you, not bump into the Galactus too much. Hope it stays together. You could right now legitimately be tuning in to watch a catastrophe. Because this is too much of a skyscraper to bite off at once. If you make a modular, make it a little bit more modular. Okay. There we go. Sleeping on the job. Yeah, the girl, that's what Nora does. She sleeps until you don't think about her being there, and then she inserts herself. So scoop a couple figures here. Hoping this thing doesn't come apart in my hands. There. Not grabbing it at the exact greatest bits here. Okay. All right, so this red skyscraper. What's going on here in the bottom part is pretty much finished. And I want to do a closer look at that before we start doing comparisons. So let me try and get everything situated here. Please bear with me. At Don Brickles Productions, we spare no expense because we don't really expend anything on anything. Okay, so yeah. We got double doors down here, and these are a holdover from the first time I built this red building, which is because back in the day I wanted to try and emulate the Ghostbusters firehouse, which I eventually ended up getting, but the red and the gray really worked after I got that color scheme going on this. And this building has evolved for well over a decade. We have these access panels here on the side so that you can get down and in there. Let's see. Angle that a little bit more. So you can see what we got going on here. And this is access to a dining bit on the outside over here, which is a holdover from the shrimp shack. Down here is the lunch counter with a most of the stuff is to go. It's because that's a good business plan right now. And we have the second area right here, and this is accessible by elevator. So you have to use your imagination that this one little thing over in the side is an elevator. And if you get a good close look at it, it does appear like an elevator. But I don't know if that's going to read so much from this angle. So you see this double stack here of these things. From the front, these doors look exactly like elevator doors, but you can't really get inside. But that's okay. That's okay. So we got the food court there. That's from floor 1 to the mezzanine to above there. So what's going on the other side is where it gets a little bit interesting. So you got this little food porch, which is the roof of the old shrimp shack, which has been integrated into this from hidden side. So this is really Shrimp Shack 2.0. It's been juiced up and made into like a legitimate in-city thing rather than a ramshackle roadside greasy spoon. And I've been trying to work with this little tree or this sign here to make it look like there's a bonsai tree or some kind of foliage growing up and out of it a little bit. Right beneath the, let's see if you can see here, it's the shrimp from the Shrimp Shack from the original there. And then we've also got the diner sign right above that. There we go. And then Adam Warlock just kind of floating there. Yeah, so this is going to be like a combination Shrimp Shack and Pigsies from Monkey Kid. But I need to get the Monkey Kid signage out front here. And in order to get that, I need either the sticker sheet from the Monkey Kid Warrior Mech or from Pigsy's food truck. But those ones are kind of big. Like, that's really not, I'd have to redo this entire front. And if the stickers were you know, key enough, I'd do it. But to try and get the sticker sheet on its own, US seller, it's going to be like $22. So at that point, it becomes, why don't you just try and, you know, save your money and get the Monkey Kid, Monkey King Warrior Mech at that time? So that's kind of where I'm landing at the moment. Because the little side build that comes with that is Pigsy's food place on the side or at the bottom there, and then I think Monkey Kid's apartment above it. But yeah, so I want to integrate him over here. He's actually over there on the sidewalk in front of Dr. Strange's place because he's going to be moving in here very shortly. His figure just hasn't gotten in here yet, and what better time to do that than right now? So try and move around in this limited space. Bring Pigsy back in. And then while I was on Bricks and Pieces, I ended up getting a couple extra of the Pigsy's food carton tops there for the takeout bits. So yeah, we're gonna put him right. Let's see if we can see it through the doors to the back counter. He's going right back in here. If I can find the stud. There we go. And yeah, he's right there. Pigsy. A little bit of angle on that. Not much. Okay, so now we're going to take a look at the rest of the skyscraper. This is going to be so weird. All right, so we're going to push this back here for now. And while it is still next to the Ninjago City, we're going to take a look at it because it's finally someplace stable. All right, so this bit here is arcade, and there's light. There is light in there. What I'm working on here mostly, these upper floors need a lot of refinement. This column going up the center is going to be like a utility stem. It's going to be disguised to look like an elevator. Because so many things in my city need elevators or stairwells or something like that, and they don't actually have them practically. So I put it in like an illusion because I mean you're not going to be back there, you know, playing with the sets and getting them to do this and that and the other because it's just you can't get your fingers in there, and it's the city's just overwhelming. So for my sense of completionist. Whatever. I need there to be something that looks like that in there, even though it doesn't function like that. And even though a lot of places don't have that, my mind says that they need to. So that's what I'm going to have as a goal. But that being said, that ramble getting done. Down here inside, we have the arcade with those arcade cabinets I was talking about earlier. You can't really see them great from this angle, and I don't really dare lift this up at the moment because it's all wired. But we've got one of each there. We got the blue, the green, and the red. I think the blue one was the one I got first because I was so excited about the J figure that was in there. Yeah, and it's getting pretty refined, this floor in here. So as your mind would think about it, where this light switch is and power is over here, this would be where the elevator connects from the floor beneath it. And then you would get off on the arcade floor and then take the central stair or central elevator up and down. But that would also afford you the opportunity to go plunk a couple quarters in the arcade machines. So it's a pretty good racket that's going to be going on here. And then this building is actually going to be owned by Woo. So I have Woo representation on the elevator doors in the bottom. I need to get that more on the exterior of the building. More characters or details to your float. Yeah. That's always the thing, like finding the balance between going more or having it look just right. Sometimes more is good, sometimes more is less. Yeah, there's things. Okay. This over here in front, I had like this little round medallion looking deal sitting there that I got to reattach. And over here is Jay. But one thing I really wanted to point out while I have this down about the red skyscraper is the roof treatment. It was just a flat modernist roof. And speaking of pretty extra, take a look at this. Like, there are so many sand green clips going around the top of that. Plus, I have those plates with the Technic pins just coming out the one side, except for I got like two with the two. So I got one here on the other bit. Yeah, so I got like more of a Eastern style roof treatment. So it looks more like the curved tile bits. And yeah, so just a bit of ornamentation, green and sand green with red. The white around the edge doesn't really take away from that too much. I've tried to integrate a little bit more white into the column work here to make that not stand out so much. So getting more color distribution in there. But of course, the flag on top of the building is from the Mario set, because I tore down my Mario set. I have a 8x16 base plate with all my little barcode things on there, so it's like a cheat code board. So if I do want to play the Mario, I just pull that thing out and there's just do, and then I get like 250 coins like right off. So, but yeah, so this is my roof. The person that got these little bits here from definitely broke down a Ninjago set at some point, because like they had many of these, and they were selling them for like 2 cents each. So I had to get in on that. Audio is somewhat muffled. Sorry about that. It could just be me rambling, so I'll try and be more articulate. And I could just need some hydration. So I'm going to, I believe I do have a coffee brewed in the other room. I just need to get it. So before I do that, we have another chance to watch it crash here. And I'm going to put this bit of the skyscraper on top of that bit of the skyscraper and go catch my coffee. We'll see if I drop and it fails or not. Shouldn't though, because this is pretty solid. Though you never know, I could catch it on the ceiling fan, which almost happened. That is a risk in this room. So there we go. And what I have here is a double stacked Lego official storage bin, the blue ones. They have the insert on top for the base plate, which is perfect. And they also come with the dark gray base plate. So if you get a chance, pick it up. Three drawer storage. All right, so these little extra bits I was talking about. I just thought stylistically this just kind of kicked it up a notch. And these don't quite line up because of the difference between the tower itself and the area below. But I kind of orientate or center this off the tower. A circular bit there. And then I've got the J Legacy bit from the mech. Then I just kind of had going on here on the side. All right, so my ultimate goal here is to bounce things off of that to this, try and make this look more like that. And we got the roof treatment going already. We got red and sand green for the majority of the color palette here, where it's not light gray. Light gray, of course, for the stonework. I do have some masonry brick type things that I could integrate into here, but I don't want to use those too much. I feel like I'm saving them for something, and I just really haven't found out what that is yet. But I will leave you with this for 2 seconds while I walk around the corner and try to see what's going on. Better make lunch happen. Yeah, for sure, yo. Oh, it comes and it goes? Yeah, it could be my directionality too. Because, I mean, if my head's pointing away, it could be something. But yes, I will be right back with some hydration. But in the meantime, please take those in. And there are fewer things in life that are as good as cold coffee from an hour ago. Cold coffee from an hour ago. Taste room temperature. Okay, that's better. All right, so yeah. So there's just going to be, you know, a meeting of ideas going back and forth between these two, these two buildings, and we'll see where we're at. So we got the little koi here, right? We've got the shrimp shack shrimp right there. They kind of play well together. We got signage happening minimally right now, but I mean, there's going to be more because, like I said, I wanted to get the Monkey Kids stuff. Once that happens, we're going to be on Easy Street. Although I would like more light to be coming out from behind these white Ninjago shogi panels, or shogi panels, shogi. Shogi is a game, but they don't show through as much, and that's mostly because I have the elevators in front, and then down here. So the lighting, I'll just mention this while I spin this thing dangerously yet slowly. So the lighting for the interior here is all on the bottom of the arcade. I've got open bits in the plates on the floor of that, where I have the power function lights trained down on ball joints, right? So the little toe ball joints, the mixel ball joints, are just poking through maybe 2x2 gaps in the floor, and they're angled through here. And yeah, and so you see a little bit more of what's happening in there. And I think it looks pretty good. Yeah. So yeah, that is this. That is my building. It's a red building that's been around forever and is finally figuring out what exactly it wants to be. For the longest time, this was the Daily Planet. There are a lot of inhabitants up here who are holdovers from that. Lois Lane is in here. They need to find another place. They're probably going to be moving over into that white building since the Ninjago is going to be cleaning out that floor. I mean, we can put the press offices in there. They can do it, you know, small operation. Pasta or sandwich? Depends. If it's leftover pasta, probably the leftover pasta, because, you know, it gets that day after blend of flavor that leftover pasta does so well. Sandwich, I had sandwich for breakfast. Turkey on pumpernickel. Good for you. So yeah, actually there's a crab over here in front of the building, or in front of the museum, the Ninjago Museum. And there's a crab shack right over here too. So I mean, there's already an interplay of themes and ideas between the two, and it's just going to be a little bit more time before this one gets a little bit more synced up, right, to the gardens, because I got to a certain point on this building and I was like, all right, I see where this is going. I'm going to stop. Once I get this going, get this all set, then we're going to have a dialogue going on. But before I could really start going any further with this had to be done. Now that this is done, I can go further with this. I have medium azure fronds and leaves out there right now. What I'm going to do eventually is when the it's just so many things juggling that like the order of operations is so specific. It's like the longest equation you've ever calculated. So once that gets broken down, I've got lavender leaf bits over there for trees that I'm going to take, and those light lavender are going to go in here with this medium azure, flush out that tree, make it look really boss. Yeah, I said boss. And just that's going to really kick this off too. And I also thought about doing up on the side of the building as it progresses up, these little side columns I could do, because at each point there, I've got sand green slopes and cliffs. I could insert like little flower window boxes like they got over here. I could make like little window or little ledge flower boxes. There might be a term for that. I don't know. I'm just kind of winging it. But yeah, you can see on the back here that all these windows, pretty much all windows that are looking over the back that don't have a walkway underneath it, have something out there growing. So that's probably how they get away with the plural on the gardens. Yeah, because there's a garden, and then there's a tree, and then there are a lot of window boxes. So everybody's got their own little miniature gardens. So there are a plurality of gardens. Sure. All right, but if you're a Rock Raiders fan, I did want to point this out before I forgot. There's a little sign here in front of was it Chen's Noodle Shop. I see that dark turquoise has got the Rock Raiders symbol, and it translates to being Rock Raiders. Rock Raiders gave us some great turquoise bits, and that was around the end of the death of turquoise the first time around. But now dark turquoise is back, and we're all in love with it, and it plays off of all the other colors really magnificently. The Lego palette is, of course, getting massive and deep, and that is fantastic because we can't really mix colors like you can on a palette and come up with your own stuff. You have to work with what you have, what they give you. So having a broader range to work from gives you a really opens up the possibility of what you can do with the medium, with it as, you know, just a color. You know, there it is. All right, so what else do I want to talk about today? Because I know things are going to start crumbling if I do it. I don't want to start taking apart the underwater area and putting things on here right now, because I know my luck, things are going to start falling apart. I mean, we saw what happened with Galactus, right? There's still one more inverted slope down on the floor. But you know, this has been an hour and a half just talking about the two skyscrapers here. If you're watching this after the fact, I'm going to try and keep these short so like they'll be more appealing for people to watch rather than like a marathon 4.5 hour build of like this, which awesome though it is, like, so that's a bit of a commitment for anybody to do. But like, if you just want something to go on in the background, like I will be rambling for an hour and a half. I can ramble for an hour and a half somewhat coherently. So I'm going to try and do that. That's going to try and be my goal here. Yeah. So as you can see, I'm already losing some of my cognitive ability as I speak. But yeah, so that's what we did today. Took a look at the red building, took a look at the Ninjago City Gardens, and how they can complement each other and other art tech speak. Yeah. But yeah, so I'm happy about this. I'm happy about where this is going. My buildings are getting slowly more ornate, as you can see from the Opera House here. In the early versions of that, it's pretty much just a glass cylinder. Now it's expanded to have pearl gold on there. And then we're sandwich one, nice. Sandwiches generally win just due to convenience and not having to heat things up, depending on your sandwich, of course. But yeah, so further things that are going to happen in the city. Of course, that blue building just off camera. Yeah, the blue building next to Dr. Strange's place. That is the City Hall / PD. That is going to go for the next big overhaul. I'm thinking I'm going to work on that before I work on the red building. That way I have more bits to work off with. Although I don't know if the red building is like so close to being done, like ready done. Who knows? But I also got the email today from Lego saying that my new bricks and pieces order is shipped, which means I'll see it in about 2 weeks. But that was sooner than I kind of thought. So my my curved bits for the, let's see if I can do this without breaking anything. My curved bits for Supreme Intelligence are coming, and we got about 30 of these on the way. And again, this is just kind of a sketch build at the moment, but something that I really want to do. These little curved bits there. Yeah, go ahead and enjoy that sandwich. I'll talk to you later, Monica. Yeah, those curved bits there are going to be extended because I've got 30 more of these coming on the way. And so he's going to have like these flowing tentacles coming off the back, which is going to look kind of awesome. So this is just kind of a basic setup. Just wanted to see eye placement, nose placement, mouth placement, in general, like size of the thing. And then there's going to be a lot more refinement because when you actually go to the source material and look a little closer. And then also I got the tentacle bits coming. I've got a lot more of the dark turquoise curves and the 1x2 and the 2x2 on the way because they were relatively affordable. In my latest Big Dots haul, I got some of the dark turquoise bracelets. And yeah, and then I've got all my dark turquoise in here, which isn't as much as you think. It's a lot of brick separators and macaronis. Like that, macaroni bricks, 1x2s, tiles, curved tiles, not the great variety or breadth thereof, but I do like what I've got going on here with the cheeks, or the this bit right here that was occipital bone right beneath the eye. I it's been so long since anatomy. Anyway, you know, these little bits on here. I've got that it's an old bionicle foot made from the turquoise from back in the day, and I like that for the cheek bits. Now am I gonna be able to, you know, bring that out and curve it properly and make it look right and work with the eyes a little bit and get kind of that vacant electric eye look that the Supreme Intelligence has. But that's going to take some time to work with. I don't know why I had that on there. Didn't look too great. But yeah, this is going to be like a long-term project. This is one that's going to be a little bit more successful readily because I can go a little bit more abstract with it for the final thing. Because some of those, like, it's essentially a shifting blob of a brain is what the Supreme Intelligence is. So I can fudge it a little bit and be okay. Now my other mock project that I have coming up is going to be a lot more exacting. And you may or may not have tuned in already and seen. I'm going to try and take it to 2 hours if I can blab on enough. If I can keep things from falling apart and breaking in my hands, like so many loose bits. All right. So yeah, another project I have that I may have mentioned working on is Babu Frick from Star Wars. And the arms are pretty much good. Some detailing, of course, on the back there because he's got like little armored bits. The chest looks good. I might pop that out a little bit more just to have it against this needs to be rounded more, the helmet, the headpiece part, because it's got that little neck drape thing. I was able to find a for the longest time they didn't have any Babu Frick like merch or figures or anything like that, but Target just brought him out. Hey, so I'm going to be using this face a little bit to work on this face, although it's not too bad. The eyes, ideally, what I'd like to do is like the UCS Yoda build set, the way they did his eyes with the was it 3x3 dishes. I'd like to get 3x3 tan dishes for Babu, but they're tough to get. They're really tough to get. I don't even know if they've made them, but I've ended up resorting to where I should have gone tan on this. I've gone dark tan because there's actually a bit more piece availability for me here, and it looks pretty good. So let me know what you think. For Babu, like I say, it's just basic early build sketch bits, set aside things, part stage that he's going through right now. So really early formative stuff. And he's kind of got it. He's got it a little bit. But he doesn't talk like this one. This one talks. Hello, hi, Babu. Yeah, Babu. Hey! So yeah, I'm really excited about this build. I really enjoy doing builds where I'm trying to capture something that already exists. So that's like Galactus. Galactus was amazingly fun for me because I knew what to do. I knew what I had to achieve, and it was just a matter of getting there. Whereas Babu Frick's the same thing. Like, I know what I need for Babu. I know how I need to get there. It's just a matter of trying to figure it out. And Supreme Intelligence is a little bit more loose than that, but still, it's going to be a great and fun build. And then there's another figure. There is another creation that is going to be on the way, thanks to the humongous Dots sale that Michaels had. Get to Michaels if you can, while you can. My Michaels, I went there and I took cash that I'd been setting aside from mowing lawns and shoveling snow and stuff like that. And I set it aside for like physical in-store Lego purchases. Took that cash, it was under $100. And I took it to the Michaels, and I had like, they had the extras packs on sale for $1. They had the bracelets on sale for $2. Allegedly, they had the frame sets on sale for $5. You know, the ones with the two big coral plates in it. Got those up at the counter. Oh, these don't ring up on clearance. So it's like, all right, that's fine. I'm already getting enough for the other stuff as it is. So I got like 39 bags of the Extras Series 2, which have like some of the greatest tiles of all time in there. One by one printed tiles. But here's a look at some of those. Like, there's so many, and they're the square design ones, so they make a real nice pattern. I'd show you what I did, but I've already set it into Doctor Strange's house. They're paintings that are on the wall in there, so they're pretty cosmic. They're pretty cosmic. But yeah, Dots, get them while you can. I have so many right now because I want to start doing more mosaics. I want to do larger scale mosaics, and I don't necessarily want to use traditional color palettes to do that. And with Dots, that really helps me because you got pastels, you've got really bright oranges and greens, you've got magenta and the dark turquoise quarter circles, great tiles. It just so many of them. And when you got an arsenal like that, you've got a nice palette to work with. So I just need to find an image that I want to do and then make it. So hopefully that's going to happen. I can keep you up to date on that. Also want to keep you up to date on the progress of my little side mocks that I'm doing right now. The other characters are actually probably going to be finished before these two because I'm so excited I can work on that right now before I get any other bits in. But it might require some dark gray to get. I'm not going to tell you what it is. I'm not going to tell you what it is. But I will tell you this. This week in Tricky Bricks, I got this far with my build. I did have a tile down here, but I used it for another brickheads. Make the prints from Katamari. I got very close to actually doing it in real life. I needed lime little dish bits here. I needed green dish bits here on the edges. Ran out of those, and I also needed 4x4 lime plates that I was sure I had, but I didn't have or couldn't find. So I ended up finishing the rest of the build in the studio, and I had a nice little display base for it that I kind of trashed because I had to start over in studio. And once I got this done in there, it looked so clean and nice. I just kept it as is. Whereas in the studio, I couldn't find where the voodoo balls were, but the voodoo ball is the proper way to do it on top of the cone. I don't know where a yellow cone is in my town. How do I not have a yellow cone? It's got to be there somewhere. But that being said, the prints and other prints here. He actually had the voodoo ball before the other guy. So I'm a Katamari fan. I'll just say that. I'll just say that. I just wanted to put that out there about what is to come for my next big character build. It's going to be a sizable character build. It's going to be so fun. So excellent. So thanks everybody for tuning in. Thanks for dropping in my room. Thanks for helping me make a mockery of Mondays. Thanks for bearing with the fact that I didn't know what stream was actually working because I set it up so far in advance. So I'm not going to actually set it up so far out. I'm probably just going to end up doing a day of. And I might stream more, but let me know if you want me to stream more. If you want me to stream more, I'll put my crazy mug on here and jabber on about Lego till I'm out of breath, till my face turns blue. It's extremely pink these days. But yeah, let me know. Let me know if there's something that you want me to talk about that you see behind me here in this room. Let me know in the comments. Hit me up. Hit me up in the chat. Eventually, I want to start doing chat trivia, which is a thing that would be cool. Trivia questions, points accumulation into the season. The winner gets something. But I mean, we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, thanks for checking it out. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for checking out the City Gardens. Kind of a follow-up on that. And yes, we fit a ton of figures in there today. I'm going to tally that and make mention of it on my Instagram, with Debo Bricks on Instagram. Put it in the description of this video, Debo Bricks on YouTube. And check me out on those two. I'm on Twitter too, but I don't really talk on Twitter. I'm more like, I make an odd comment like when a Lego designer puts out something cool or something like that. But I don't really contribute to Twitter at all. So, I mean, you can find me there. It's not really worth your effort to look for me there. But yeah, so thanks for dropping by the city. I'll see y'all again later. And check out Tricky Bricks on Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday for some awesome builds, awesome opportunities, and good times with friends. The Friday build challenge coming up again is for a float. So if you have an idea for a parade float that you want to get out there, 8x16 is your standard for the base. Go to trickybricks.com. They have the standard set up there for it. Yeah, so take care, y'all. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for bearing with me. We'll do this again next week or sooner. Depends on how bored I get, really it does, because I got nothing going on. I'm just building stuff, and I like, there's no more snow to take care of. Like I'm in between outdoor activities, so I'm in here talking to the Legos. Yeah, I said Legos. I'm really losing it. I have to go and eat.